just look at the past 75 years. Have we actually gotten anywhere with ending homelessness, with helping underserved communities? And the answer is no. So we certainly have to look like a different solution to the problems that we have in front of us. And I'm just saying, why don't we do it? Like, why don't we do it? Because, hey, listen, me and you both, like, we want everybody to be cool. Like, I want everybody to be okay in life. Like, so do you.
Hello there, LabCoatAgents. I am Sean Curley here with none other than Mr. Brian Stevens with the National Real Estate Post. Brian, we're just going to jump right into it. We saw what the Fed did in November. They increased short-term rates by 75 bips. They have another meeting coming up here in 9 days. We're expecting another increase. Maybe not the full 3/4, maybe a little bit less. What are you thinking that the Fed's going to do? 50 bips, maybe?
I mean, 25, 50 bips at this point, doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. So I go back to Volcker in 1984 and what he did to get inflation under control. That was the last massive inflationary period that we had. And 84 is huge. And he went big. I mean, he went like 15%. Over the course of a couple of months. So what we're seeing right now from Chairman Powell is it's a graduated scale, and it seems to be working at this point. I mean, things seem to be coming under control right now, to the point to where the Fed is probably going to drop or raise the rate by 25 to 50 basis points, but they're not going to do the 3/4 that they've done over the past couple of trimesters. So I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel pretty good about this.
Yeah, and just the touch on this is not mortgage rates. Those are indirectly affected, but this is your short-term credit cards, car loans. Your business loans is the major key. What it's really slowing down is the economy on trying to get inflation under control to where things cost less, because it is curtailing demand on everything. Hell, all you have to do is just look at your credit card statements to see what those credit card interest rates have gone to. It's nuts. Mid 20s, some I've seen in the high 20s, from
Sean, do you carry credit card debt?
I do not. No, I try to pay that off as quickly as I possibly put it on. I use one credit card for points. But I feel like I'm in a fortunate position where I'm not stuck under a lot of credit card debt.
Right. Yes. But by the way, that is maybe the most important thing that we could say on the show today is if you could find a way to pay off your revolving credit card debt, it is going to make a remarkable difference in your lifestyle.
I mean, if you carry $1,000, it's $250 a month just in interest.
I've said this before. It's like I'm mad that a hamburger cost me like $14 right now, but if I don't pay that off, that hamburger costs me like $75.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's unfortunate. And I mean, us as a country, we're really terrible at saving for the most part. And we're carrying more debt right now than we ever have in the history of our country. We are literally carrying more revolving debt right now. People are living on credit cards. And I'll tell you, right, if you're a lender or a real estate agent, like, try to find a way to give somebody a cash out refinance on their property, so they can go out there and try to start to get this debt under control. Yeah. Well, getting back to inflation, it is affecting a lot of things, but one good thing, and this is basically the main tool that the Fed has to try and slow down inflation or get it under control, is that our October inflation reading, it was at 8.2, came in at 7.7. The market loved this because mortgage-backed securities hates inflation. Inflation came down, more money came in. It put pressure for rates to go down from, mid sevens or where you're at to, into the sixes. So it was actually a very good thing. And we love seeing inflation coming down. We would love to see a reading of 4%, but we're pretty far away from that. That's what all next year is going to basically be bringing in, is how low that they can get it down. But I mean, that's positive, right? Because we've been kind of negative the past 6-8 months on this show.
Yeah, the quintessential point of what you're kind of driving at right now needs to be understood is rates are going to keep going back down. They're going to go down into the 5s. So like where we're at right now, it's going to be critically better in the next 12 months. And we are going to keep going in that right direction. So, and this was really kind of a funny conversation I had with Barry Habib like a year and a half ago. He goes, yeah, he goes, we're going to like just blow the economy up and we're going to blow the economy down and everything is going to get better. And it's pretty much exactly what he said. So I would expect to see rates like right now, if we're in the 6s, we're going to probably see the 5s. And that's what the Mortgage Bankers Association is talking about right now. They're saying like rates of the 5 is pretty much where we're going to be.
And if you would have said that 18 months ago, people are like, no, what are you, crazy?
Right.
But a 5 is very healthy for the investors, the clients, everybody across the board.
And dude, I mean, do the math on this one. Like when rates are going up and we hit the 5s, everyone's like, oh shit, this is horrible.
Yeah.
When rates are coming down, they hit the 5s and they're like, oh my God, this is wonderful. So it's, hey, listen, it's going to be a really great rate environment. And I'll tell you this right now, like anybody who gets a rate in the 5s or lower on their mortgage, you are stealing money. It's incredible. Like rates are so good. We never thought we were going to see these type of rates. And it's just really killer. So I kind of hope the housing market is going to come back around and people are going to engage with great rates. Like a 5 is a great rate, Sean.
So yeah, we're talking about the affordability coming back for some folks because rates are coming down, and just like that, new loan limits come out. So it's nuts. We were talking about before we went live here what the conforming loan limit was way back in the day, like $240,000. Now conforming. Now, this is not high cost. It's just regular. The bottom. $726,200 for a conforming loan limit that Fannie Freddie is going to back. FHA, $472.30.
Yeah, so the idea behind Fannie and Freddie and Ginnie is that we want to make housing affordable to the masses. Who would have thought that $750,000 is affordable to the masses? I mean, we've kind of gone, ass over tea kettle on this whole thing. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I mean, I'm kind of in agreement with you on this one. It's so your average homeowner in the United States needs to make $107,000 a year to buy your average entry-level house.
Yeah.
Now, do the math on that. You're in South Dakota. I mean, you're in Mississippi. You're in Arkansas. Do the math on this. Like $107,000 is not a reasonable amount of income for your average family, not individual, to make right now. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So we have to find a way to correct our situation because we have something that I kind of see as being catastrophically flawed. Like it's just too much. I mean, honestly, dude, you're in St. Louis, right? Like if I wanted to buy a house out there, what would it cost me?
Well, it's amazing because we see the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we see the whole gamut. Now we are so much more affordable than the coast that you're seeing states, right? But a good house right now is a lot more than it ever was, especially the past 24 months. I mean, $400-some thousand, $500-some thousand.
I don't want to pay that. And by the way, I make a shit ton of money. Like I do pretty well in life. Like I'm okay, and I wouldn't want to do it. How do you have so what I would do is I would look at like your municipal worker and like what they would have to do in order to buy a house in the community that they serve.
Yeah.
Like what would it cost a cop or a paramedic or a firefighter? And what I've learned over the past 20 years is we've gotten further and further away from something that's affordable for those. Like, how do you want to live in a community where you can't have like a firefighter afford to live in the community that they service?
Yeah, or if they are in there, they can't do a damn thing because there's house strapped.
They can't because your average worker has to make $107,000 a year.
Yeah.
And in order to make that happen, your average firefighter has to, work and wiggle to get their overtime to make all their crap work out. I mean, it's unreasonable.
Now we have seen, since you brought that up, we have seen some lower price points actually hit market. It's just that the houses are in a little bit of a disarray to where they need help, foundationally updating, whatever. And I tell all my loan officers, man, riches are in the niches. You need to be skilled at rehab loans and be very, very good at your 2 or 3 Ks and your home styles. And we're starting to see those come back. Now, The investors, the banks, we're correspondent. We have 50 different banks that we sell to. I only have like 3 that want rehab loans, but they're out there and they're making these lower price points actually move. So it's a good thing. So everybody out there, if you are seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, make sure that you're versed in rehab loans and what you can and cannot do.
And by the way, dude, you're totally right on that one. Like having a niche right now is remarkably effective. Like we have to find a way to get through these cold winter months, and it's going to be hard for loan officers to do it. Like we have to look at like doing second mortgages. We have to look at like doing niche mortgages. We have to find a way to do it. So yeah, if you have something right now that's kind of a niche, I mean, my God, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, it's going to be. So it was like 2 years ago, it might have been like 1/100th of the loans that you did, but like your niche mortgage right now might be like 1/120th. So it becomes much more increasingly effective for you guys to start looking at niche mortgages. Totally.
Yeah. And just to have all the tools in the tool belt that you know and understand, so you can service your clients in a much more better fashion, so to speak, just to give them the best product possible to do whatever you want to do. And that's Ks, bank statement loans, whatever. There's a bunch out there, but I digress. So we got new loan limits, but we also get some changes coming next year. And this is what I understand. And let me digress. So FHFA, they kind of set the rules for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, right? They've set these new rules coming into play next year for cash out loans. And this is just one specific scenario that for me, because you said cash earlier, that people have a bunch of equity, they want to take cash out.
Right.
If I wanted to take a cash out, let's say February of 2023, it is going to be looked down upon that this is a very, very risky loan, that it's a lot riskier in 2023 than it is right now, and that my cost to do a cash out loan is going to go up substantially. But on the other side of the pendulum, like a My Community product, where we're trying to get somebody to help the community that's never bought a house, they're going to take a class, so they're certified on what it is to be a homeowner. Yeah. But their costs are going to be substantially a lot lower, which is great for the community, great for the helping the community get into home ownership. But me, as a guy that's owned a house for X amount of years, made my payments on time every time, if I want to get access to some of the equity to do it, addition to the house or whatever it is, I'm going to get raked over the coals. Why in the hell are they going to punish me or anybody like me that it pays their bills on time compared to somebody that's entry level getting into the business?
Yeah, I kind of got to bite my tongue on this one. It's
BS.
No. Yeah, yes, it is. Total bullshit. Yes, it is. It is. Hey, listen. So here's what we want to do: is we have a charter as a community, you and me both, like where we need to serve underserved communities. We do. Like I want to. So right now, I pay $3,400 a month in health insurance, personally. Yeah. $3,400 a month in health insurance. That's what I paid. And those are dollars that I have to rip off every single month. And I'm actually okay with doing it because I'm afforded the opportunity. I've got a great lifestyle. I do. But then we have legislators who come in and they decide that we need to do things that they think are going to be in everybody's best interest. And so what they do is they make loan programs affordable that are actually, I think, harmful. I just do. I think they're harmful. I think they're harmful to people. And we allow our loan to value limits to go like way too high, our debt to income ratios to go way too high, because we want to serve underserved communities. And I think we're just doing it in the wrong way. I just do. It doesn't help anybody. Let me put it this way, and just give me a wide berth on this one. Okay. But like, if me and you were to run a race, and I had like leg weights on, and and we had to train that way for like 10 years, and then on year 11, like all of a sudden, like we were just going to run a race, and I could take my leg weights off, it would hurt you. It just would not be helpful. So I think a lot of the things that we're doing right now I think they're harmful to communities. I don't think they're helpful. I think I think they're ill intentions, and I'm seeing that right now. And it's just and by the way, if you think I'm wrong, and you might, and by the way, I totally appreciate you watching this right now and thinking I'm wrong. Just look at the past 75 years. Have we actually gotten anywhere with ending homelessness, with helping underserved communities? And the answer is no. So we certainly have to look like a different solution to the problems that we have in front of us. And I'm just saying, why don't we do it? Like, why don't we do it? Because, hey, listen, me and you both, like, we want everybody to be cool. Like, I want everybody to be okay in life. Like, so do you. And I'm just saying what we've done for the past 75 years simply hasn't worked.
Well said.
And by the way, we have the FHFA and HUD and FHA. We've gone down this road for the past 15 years that we've been doing this stuff, and it's not working.
Yeah. And you've said it many a time, and we've even said it on here, that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have been the most profitable companies ever in the history of the world. Now,
True.
Unfortunately, in their stockholders' eyes and also theirs, that all that money gets stripped and goes straight to the government because they're in conservatorship. But I just don't understand why. Let's just raise the cost whenever they're already making hand over the fist, especially the past 10 plus years. But who am I? Just a guy that's going live on a Facebook group. So
yeah, you and me both. A couple of dumb fellows over here.
Just big dumb animals is my nickname. All right, we are at the end of 2022. We got 20 something days left. This is whenever a lot of folks normally kind of go through the motions a little bit, look at their 2022 and New Year's resolution time, 2023 or the next year, I'm going to do this. Everything's going to be better. Let's look into the crystal ball, Brian, and to try to reset people's crosshairs on, hey, we want you to make a bunch of money. We want you to help a ton of families, but let's be realistic on what 2023, the pie, as far as what it might bring. So what are you thinking?
Oh my God, this one's like so easy.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, work hard, work smart. Like, just work hard, work smart. So if we have time to lean, we have time to clean. Does that make sense?
I love it.
Like, yeah, what we have to do right now as realtors and lenders is just go out there and be better at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Become a professional. Like, a professional loan officer is not somebody who writes a loan. A professional loan officer is somebody who understands loan products. So understand everything that you have in front of you. A professional realtor is somebody who understands products and everything that they can avide their clients to. I mean, my God, like, this is the time to go ahead and lean. And I'll tell you this right now, we're going to see 30% attrition this year, meaning 30% of realtors and 30% of lenders, they're gone. You're bye-bye. Mm-hmm. I'll see you at Costco.
Or Verizon, selling cell phones.
Or Verizon, exactly. But for the rest of you who understand how to get through in a market like this, you will absolutely destroy it when things get better. Mm-hmm. But you have to understand, guys, this is a discipline. Like, what we do, like, I mean, me and Sean right now, it's not a joke. We do this all the time, every single day of the week. Like, this is a absolute discipline. And you have to understand how to be good at what you do. So if you guys decide to make your job a discipline, you'll succeed. And if you don't, like I said, Costco.
Well,
does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. It just brings me back.
This is the time to do it.
It brings me back to 08 through 2010, especially 11. So I've been in it for almost 20 years. Next year will be my 20th year. I got in 03. And whenever we went through the banks shutting down, I had to go to implodometer.com to see if the bank that I sent my client through was still in business that we're closing with tomorrow. And if it wasn't, then I had to scramble and find another bank to send them through. It was crazy. But you said attrition. We had so many people leave the industry. One, because it was getting tough.
Right.
Rates were going up. Two, in 2010, we had to get licensed. So people's credit got pulled. They had to pass a background. It got rid of, I wouldn't say riffraff, but it got rid of the riffraff in the business.
Yeah.
And then, so there was less players. Yeah, the pie was smaller, but my market share picked up huge. Like 08
oh, dude, totally
great year for me. And it kept on going because of what you just said.
Yeah, you know what? Frank Ray actually hit this one on the head. Like Frank Ray totally hit this. He goes, when we had to like deal with like additional licensing and additional stuff, he goes, is it really a bad thing?
No.
Is it really a bad thing that we have to be better at what we do? And when he said that, it was like, oh my God, he's completely right. And what we do is we get rid of the riffraff. You're right. So this market is going to do the same type of thing. Like we're going to get rid of like a lot of the riffraff, and that's okay. Like we need that.
For sure. And what some of the stats that are being reported, builders are not going to be building more homes. It seems like they're building.
Oh, they need to. Rental. That's another conversation, my friend.
They need to, but they're building apartment complexes instead of single family properties. Rates are going to get better, so affordability is going to help. And who knows what the spring market would bring, because it's always cyclical. Now there's less inventory on market, but it's going to start picking up whenever grass starts getting green, leaves go on trees, especially here, in the colder climates or winter climates, so to speak. I think that 2023 is going to be a good year for the people that like you said, that work, that take it as a job, as a career, and do it every damn day instead of just kicking rocks and saying, oh, this market sucks, woe is me. I don't have a 2.875 to offer to anybody anymore. I can't do my job. So just if that's you, I hate to say it.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? You got a 5? You got a 6?
Well, I don't know. Just take it as a career that where every day you're doing something to further it along. I mean, I don't know. Some people, whenever they're having their best years, weren't really working 40 hours. Some of them were slaving a lot, but do the community outreach stuff, do the SOI touches, do the, your past clients that you haven't talked to because you're too busy worrying about the next lead that's coming in instead of squeezing the sponge that you have behind you in your CRM. Clean that, clean the CRM up and actually utilize it. And there's a lot of folks that do this. This is, second to, nothing ground shaking, but it's 101 stuff that people need to get back to the basics and get better with.
It is lean and clean. Like we have time to lean, we have time to clean. Like, let's just go do the stuff. Like, let's go reach out to our past client, database and our friends and our family, and let's have those conversations. I mean, why wouldn't we? This is the time to do it.
For sure. Well, if I don't talk to you, if I don't see you, happy holidays. If anybody's still with us, want to wish you guys happy holidays as well. And go to your app store, download NREP so you can see Brian's beautiful face every single day, or go to the nationalrealestatepost.com and you can watch all of his fun videos amongst a bunch of plethora of other news sources that he puts in there. So by the way, I appreciate you, sir.
And likewise, I appreciate you.
Cool. Well, you guys have a wonderful end of 2022 and we'll see you next year.
All right. We'll see you soon.